Alright, so basically I got requested to make a second video, so here it goes. Second attempt ever. What I'm going to basically talk about today is my thoughts on the Super Bowl so far in this hockey season. The Pittsburgh Steelers, gotta cover them. The baseball, a little bit of baseball. Some basketball since the All-Star break just occurred. I'll start out with basketball. What can I say? Other than Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard. They're going back and forth at it. Dwight says he doesn't want out in an interview, and he'd be very surprised if he got traded because he doesn't want to. But you know what? Kobe wants him gone. I honestly don't see them getting better without Dwight Howard. I don't see them doing anything different with Dwight Howard. It doesn't matter what they do. The team does not have chemistry, and a team will not get chemistry unless they play together. Kobe's saying that he doesn't care if Dwight Howard's gone. It's horseshit. That's not going to help your team win. It's not at all. I mean, if you look at the Penguins, or better example, the Steelers, they're a well-knit team. They're considering themselves a family. And that's how you should look at a team. It's not just, oh, it's all about me, which is how Kobe likes to see it. No. It's about a well-knit group of players being together, coming together and forming one unit, thinking like each other, and playing as a unit. You look at hockey last year, you had the James Neal, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Kunitz line. The most productive line in the NHL last year. I don't care if there was statistically a better producing line. Malkin, Neal, and Kunitz were the best producing line out there. They knew what each other was doing. They knew what to do. They knew when to give the puck to somebody else. You watch it this year, Tyler Kennedy stepped in for Kunitz because they put Kunitz on the line with Dupuis and Crosby. Fine. That's what the line was first when Kunitz and Dupuis came to Pittsburgh. They were with Crosby. Tyler Kennedy screwed up a one-timer for Malkin. Malkin and Neal set each other up. They always drop back. Malkin gives it to Neal. Malkin gets into the open. Malkin slap shots it. Alright? Kennedy skated right in front of it, stopped it, and probably cost the Penguins one goal. It's alright, because you know why? They're a new line. They're learning. So I'm not worried about it. And besides that, Pittsburgh is on a hot streak right now. Sure, they're not undefeated. They're not the Hawks. They haven't gotten a point in all 16 games. That's fine. But they're playing well. They're playing as a well-rounded team. Paul Martin has gotten back to Paul Martin of old. It earned his 5-year, $25 million contract. Alright? Which is what I'm looking forward to. What impresses me the most is that Shiro asked if he wanted to be traded last year, and Martin told Shiro no. And they got rid of McCulloch. Last year, when that trade happened, I was seriously doubting it. I was very disappointed. I wanted McCulloch to stay, Martin to go. But you know what? Watching Martin play this year, he is determined. He is showing that he deserves that contract. And I respect him for it. Now, another thing I want to cover. Yeah, sorry, I chew. It's alright. What I want to cover right now is one of the things I said would happen in my last video did happen. BJ Upton and Justin Upton have united as a part in Atlanta. Not literally not 24 hours after I posted my video did that trade become finalized. The D-backs sent Upton to the Braves, but we lost Prado. You know what? I don't care. In paper, I see the Upton brothers pushing each other. The sky's the limit for them both because they have the family competition now. It has to be proven somewhere in science that brothers perform better when they're on the same team because they always strive to be better than the next. And so what if one of them hits a slump? The other one's there to talk them through it. Help them learn. I'm interested in seeing how the Braves do this year. Now, Super Bowl was an awesome game. I will give it that. I really thought San Francisco was out of it. But when that power outage hit, if you follow me if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you saw that I posted power outage at the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter. It's just a comeback time for San Francisco. And you know what? They almost had it. And actually, if you ask me, they did have it. On the last play of the game, Crabtree was held. Crabtree won't blame it on the hold that he didn't get to catch the pass, but you know what? It was a hold. The reason it wasn't called, I don't know. It's a Super Bowl. You have to call at least some of the calls. I mean, there's a meme out there right now of a guy of a Raven holding the one San Francisco 49er by his shoulder pads and no hold being called, and that's a little horseshit. Some of these calls that are called against the Steelers or any other running team that are called as holds are very questionable. And then the Ravens get away with that horseshit? I don't think so. The biggest thing about Pittsburgh right now is we're losing Mike Wallace. There's no question about that. We're losing him to free agency because we can't pay him the amount of money that he wants. Seeing after last season, does he deserve it? I don't know. I think he was playing conservative to keep himself healthy to get a big deal. He's looking like he might go to Miami. If he goes to Miami, I don't know how he's going to do there because he doesn't have a quarterback. He has Tannehill, and Tannehill, yes, he is young, but you know what? I don't foresee him being anywhere near a deep bomb thrower like Roethlisberger is. Now, if he went to Baltimore, he would thrive. Joe Flacco, I hate to say this, is one of the best deep throwers in the league. Some people will say that, it's Tom Brady or it's Peyton Manning. No, it's not. Tom Brady doesn't throw a ball more than 10, 15 yards. If it's further than that, it's wobbly or it's off target. So, I have to say, you've got to give him a Joe Flacco type quarterback. As far as Joe Flacco goes, if he doesn't re-sign with the Ravens, it's a big mistake. Because he will not find another system that has been built around him. When he came in, he was a third-string quarterback, but because Mono set in on Troy Smith, he got to start. So, I mean, it was a misfortune. It was a fortune. It was a gift from God that Flacco got to start. And once he got it, he never looked back. Much like Tom Brady. Flacco was not anywhere near as good as Tom Brady, but he has the skill set that he could one day be elite. Is he elite right now? Having, finally won a Super Bowl? No. I'm sorry. You've gotten to the AFC Championship game multiple times, and you've only made it once. Did he earn my respect? Somewhat, because, let's put it this way, the Niners were on a roll at the second half of that Super Bowl, and Flacco had to keep putting up points, because the Niners were putting up points like crazy. So, was it, fact that Flacco was elite? No. But at the same time, Flacco lost my respect. When Ted Ginn was returning the kickoff after the intentional safety by the Niners, Flacco went up and down the sideline telling people, I don't care what the rules, I don't know what the rules are against this, but if he gets into the open, tackle him. Leave the sideline and tackle him. That's so elite. I mean, if you got a result to attempt to cheat to win the Super Bowl, I'm sorry, there's something wrong. I mean, you don't see the Cardinals cheating to try and beat the Steelers on the last play. As far as the Steelers go, there was also a rift in the locker room. Somebody said Woodley was awful. It sits home because Woodley's one of my all-time favorite players. While Woodley did struggle, you know what? Every player has a bad season. He was hurt. He was legitimately hurt. Bad luck happens to everybody. You look at Greg Jennings. He's had a poor season, but once you get healthy in the off season, you can't say that somebody's not working hard. Nobody wants to get injured and knocked out for a season. Yes, I would like to see some more production out of him, but you know what? As long as he's out there, he's a force on that field. He's somebody that the offensive line has to account for because of how fast he is and because of how strong he is. So for somebody to say he's awful, you know what? Whoever you are, I hope we find out who you are and you get cut for that comment because you do not deserve to be on a Pittsburgh Steelers team where we treat each other like a family. Shortly here, I'm leaving to go. I'm going to the bar to watch Galatasaray versus Schalke. And you know what? I hope to God Galatasaray wins. I mean, they have Drogba, who wore him off of his African Cup. First game, he got a goal and an assist to Barack Yilmaz, who Yilmaz is on fire this season. I don't know what he's going to do next season, but you know what? He's on fucking fire. I honestly respect him. I never watched soccer a day in my life until I started watching Galatasaray, and Yilmaz has impressed me. And not to mention they got Wesley Sneijder. It's a devil's triangle right there. You got Drogba, Yilmaz, and Sneijder all on the field at the same time. It's going to be hard to stop, but you know what? I'm predicting a close game. I think, there's going to be a little bit of miscommunication between those three, but you gotta watch and see. So I'm predicting right now for the Schalke game. Galatasaray wins, but I think it's a close one. I think it's 2-1, 2-1 or 3-2. I know you're probably thinking 3 goals in the soccer game. Come on, total of 5. Not gonna happen. But you know what? I see it happening. Other than that, there's nothing really going on in the sports world right now. Marion Hossa and Matt Cook